I know exactly what you've been told your entire life. You've been called too sensitive, told to toughen up, and probably advised 1,000 times not to take things so personally. For years, you might have apologized for your tears. But today, I'm here to tell you that the story you've been told is wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not weak. You're not a mistake. You're what psychologists call a highly sensitive person, though I like to think of you as a super sensor. While others experience the world in standard definition, your mind records everything in 8K. And today, we're diving into the neuroscience that proves your sensitivity isn't a flaw. It's a high-performance radar system the world desperately needs. To truly understand this, we have to look at your hardware. Because this isn't just personality, it's biology. Studies show your brain processes information differently from about 80% of people. Picture the human brain as a camera. Most people record life in 720p. It's clear enough, efficient, and doesn't use too much memory. But your brain? Yours captures the world in breathtaking 8K. Neuroscience points to 3 distinct upgrades in your mind that explain why life often feels so intense. First, your brain operates with a very light filter. Scientists call this low latent inhibition. Most brains are wired to ignore about 90% of what they perceive. It saves energy. Background noise gets tuned out, but your brain treats almost everything as significant. You process the texture of the sofa, the distant hum of traffic, and the subtle shift in a friend's tone all at once. That's why overwhelm can hit you quickly. But it's also why you spot beauty, patterns, and solutions others overlook. Second, your mirror neurons are highly active. These are the cells that allow us to empathize. But for you, empathy isn't just cognitive, it's physical. When someone is hurting, you don't just understand it, you feel it in your own body. Your brain literally mirrors their emotional state. You're an emotional sponge in a world full of spills. And third, this leads to the most misunderstood feature, your depth of processing. Psychologists sometimes call this the pause-to-check response. In conversations or decisions, you might feel slower than others. You might blame yourself for hesitating or overthinking. But here's what the research says. You're not slow, you're thorough. While others might use shallow processing, reacting to the surface, your brain engages in deep semantic encoding. Without you even realizing it, you're linking the present to past memories, forecasting future outcomes, and digging into the meaning behind words. You pause, not from confusion, but because your mind is running a detailed simulation to find the best path forward. That's not a glitch, that's advanced processing. Now, you might wonder if this makes life harder. Why did evolution keep it? Here's the crucial part. If sensitivity were a weakness, natural selection would have phased it out centuries ago. But it didn't. It preserved it. Why? Because the tribe needed you. In ancient times, the warriors, the less sensitive majority, were vital for hunting and defense. They were bold, action-oriented. But a tribe of only warriors would have been reckless, charging into danger without a plan. The tribe needed the royal advisors. That was you. You were the one who sensed the weather turning before the storm. You detected the lie in the neighboring tribe's offer. What feels like a vulnerability is actually a sophisticated early warning system. Modern society is loud, fast, and built for action. It's designed for the warriors. That's why you can feel out of place. But don't mistake being out of place for being without worth. I know carrying this radar has a cost. Because you process so deeply, you reach your limit faster. When you suddenly need to shut down or retreat to a quiet, dark room, that's not you being dramatic, that's your system overheating. Your mental RAM is full. Science offers a beautiful metaphor for this. Most people are like dandelions, resilient, adaptable. They can grow almost anywhere, on a sidewalk, crack, or in a curated garden. They're fine in varied conditions. But you are an orchid. In a harsh, loud, or toxic setting, you'll struggle. You might wilt, while others seem to thrive. For years, you may have blamed yourself for not being more like a dandelion.